Hoe ver kijken jullie eigenlijk in de toekomst? En wat voor vernieuwende technieken en apparaten verwachten jullie in deze toekomst?
Hey Nick, I'm Brian David Johnson. I'm a futurist here at Intel, and it's my job to look 10 to 15 years out into the future and model how people will act and interact with technology. Essentially, it's my job to get an understanding of what it will feel like to live 10 to 15 years in the future. And we do that because at Intel it takes us about 5 to 10 years to develop the chips and the platforms. So it's of vital business importance today for Intel to have an understanding and a knowledge of what people will want to do a decade from now. And thank you so much for sending in your question. How far ahead into the future does Intel look, and what devices and technologies are coming? So for me, it's about 10 to 15 years. That's pretty much how far ahead we look. We look just to the other side of the possible. So the things that I see coming are that around the year 2020, the size of the chip, the size of meaningful computational power, begins to approach zero. And what I mean by that is in our fabs right now, we're just starting to develop chips that are about 5 nanometers in size. And 5 nanometers is about 12 atoms across. That's crazy small, it's almost invisible. So when you have a chip that small, it means you can turn anything into a computer. We could turn my sweater into a computer, we could turn my shirt into a computer, we could even turn my body into a computer. So when you have computation that's that small, you have to change the question that you ask yourself about the technologies that we develop. For decades we had to ask ourselves, can we do it? Can we make a laptop small enough to fit into somebody's pocket, into a smartphone? Can we get a desktop small enough to fit onto somebody's lap? But when you have the size of meaningful computational power about the size of zero and you can turn anything into a computer, then you have to ask yourself a very different question, which is what? What do you want to do? And why do you want to do it? And that's the exciting thing to me about where technology is going and what we'll be able to do, is we have to ask ourselves, what do we want to accomplish? What are the amazing things? What are the amazing dreams and the amazing visions that we have for the future? Because now we can turn anything into a computer, we can make anything intelligent, so now it's up to us and up to our own imaginations. And that's what really excites me about where things are going, is that ultimately we can use all of this intelligence to make people's lives better. We can make people more productive, more efficient, we can make us more sustainable, we can entertain them more, connect them to loved ones more, and that's really what's coming, is the ability to make anything smart. And I'm super excited about where things are going.